Okay, so we're gonna press on. And in this one, I believe he is talking about editing that had been done on the PG film. So, make sure this is streaming. Anyway, I'm not even sure if that was streaming, but this is MK talking about some editing that was done on the PG film. Hopefully, this won't buffer very bad.
Hey, it's me. Just looking at some of my old files on the Patterson film. And as fantastic as that second walk sequence is, that I call the look back, some real interesting stuff remains in that first walk sequence, or actually in the ending of it, where she's off in the distance. And it's usually not given a lot of attention, but should be. And I've looked at several copies of the Patterson film. I actually had a copy of it here at my home to look at. And this is in some of them, but others it's not. And some people say, well, that's problematic, but not really. When you consider that it's in something, in one copy and not another copy, well, doubters jump up and say, well, the one without it, the one with it must be what's in error. But it can just as easily be the other way around, especially if you got people that are scrutinizing the film and trying to remove things by editing. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is from one of the older copies of the film. And you want to watch this area right in here for a real good reason. Patty is actually right there. You see, let me get my cursor over here. That's the very edge of Patty showing around the side of this tree. She's walking yonder way. Okay, something's going on over here on the hillside. Let me start this. See the flash? And people say, well, that's just, a piece of the film. Some of the surface of the film is gone. But if it were on one frame, I wouldn't disagree with that. But it's not likely going to be on two frames gone at that same exact spot, with a panning of the camera going on. So let's take a look at it kind of close. Watch it. There it is. You see it's got a flare. That's a lens flare. In other words, it's a source of bright light coming through the lens. And it's on more than one frame, and it grows. In spite of the fact well, I was sent a frame of this, and he said, well, it's only on one frame, and I sent him the two frames that it was on, and then he got really mad and angry and said, where did you get your copy of the film? And I was offended because this was Bill Munns, and he acted like I had no right to examine it. Well, watch it close. See, that's a lens flare right there. That doesn't come from a fleck of the film being missing. That comes from a bright light source. And this was shown to Kodak, and Kodak agreed that this was a bright light source to cause it to flare like that. So on the hill, Patty's here. Well, yeah, Patty's right there. Wish I could look around there for you. And this is over on the hillside, further down. And I want to go back to a cropped version of it. Let's see here. Watch it there. See it? Look at that. This is highly stabilized. And no, that can't be a muzzle flash. That has to be something on the film that's done flecked off, and flecked off in two different frames at the same spot on the hill with a pan going on. I beg to differ. You never know what you're going to pick up on these cameras. You just don't know. That's way off in the distance. There's more to the story. Let me see what else I have. An oscillation file. See what that does. That's where I put arrows. See, there's something behind this tree as well. I think that's the same thing. It hadn't moved farther enough across to change angles. There's Patty. You see her coming out. You know, when he changes angles. And I think that's the one you see behind that tree that appears after the flash. Give it a second. Maybe that's it. It's an object of note. That's why I put the arrows. And I don't know, exactly how many might have been over there. No way for me to know. Let me go back to that other one. not delaying at all. Go up here. Look for something moving. Is so far away that you really can't tell conclusively. But it looks like it could be another one. They're close by the muzzle flash, or whatever you call that. First frame, second frame. First frame. Gone. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But maybe it is. When you got one walking across the sandbar, it shouldn't be too surprising that there might be some others from a place of safety, or at least they think it's a place of safety, watching the goings on. You can make up your own mind if you think that's a muzzle flash. I'm inclined to think so. And who might be over there? Well, it's only fair to Patterson and Gimlin that there were other people there. You know, I say you can't say categorically it was one or two of those two. Although maybe perhaps Gimlin, I think Patterson's busy with the camera. At least that's what the assumption is. But that doesn't mean it was Gimlin, because there were other people there. We could see that in the track and dog video. I slowed way down. I'll get you full speed. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see, I don't need one. I need it to be full speed. Let's see. wide angle field. I don't want that one. See right there? You see what I mean? It looks like something's moving. You speed it up, you can kind of see it a little better. There's Patty. Kind of behind the bush. Now, what do you see? Somebody was over there, suddenly jumps up, and I'm right there in front of him. I'd run like a son of a gun, as fast as I could run. Let's see what this is. No, I'm looking for something that's wide field, that's full speed. That's not it. That's just a 2-frame blink. It's 3-frame, sorry. A little circle around it. I looked at it pretty close for a long time. It's been a long time since I've revisited these frames. But I'm pretty sure I had one that was full speed, like an oscillating file. I think this might be it right here. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. See Patty come out from behind there. Well, it's like this, and I've said this before. I'd rather have one dull fact than 1,000 exciting stories. And there's nothing more factual than images. You can be misled by an image, but it's hard to be misled by a lot of them. Here's the old red hole. This is in a lower quality copy, but this was with zero enhancement. It's just exactly like it was scanned. The thing about this copy of the film right here is wider field. I was able to take a microscope and look at it microscopically and then stitch all the images together and get a good look at this pool. And you could see where they drug something very heavy across this berm. It cut right into the berm, and then there was a slide down into the hole. That's why I appreciated having that copy of the film to work with, so I could do verifications. Bob Gimlin, in that interview with Larry Batson, said that there was no red hole. I beg to differ. Let's see. See if I might accidentally come up on a picture of that film. Pictures of myself here and there and everywhere. Okay, let me try a different one. Wake up, hard drive. I think it's on there. Let me go back to that first drive because I believe it's on there. Let's see. There it is. There I am, messing with the Patterson film. Scanning for all the audacity in the world to scan this film. I had it for 2 years. There it is. I just let it fall spaghetti style into a bucket. Good clean bucket. We can be thankful and grateful. There's some of the frames. That somebody's willing to part with it and let me look at it. Uh-oh. That's not 2006. That date is wrong. I got that date wrong. 2008. Hey, look at there's the red hole. On Miss Patterson's transparency. There was no red hole. That's a pretty dejected looking whatever it is. It's looking down. I always said it looks like it's looking for arrowheads. You know, it's out in the field looking for arrowheads. It's looking straight down in front of you. Head's way down. It had just left this hole. Had been to this hole several times. When you know something's coming back, you can film it. I don't care if it's a dinosaur. That's my thumb. Dirty thumbnail. There in the backyard of Miss Patterson's house. with a bright sun shining and a piece of typing paper back behind the transparency that made it into a platinum image. I had this fellow right here examine the film. That's Bruce Maccabee. He's an optical physicist. He verified that the subject, the pool, the bloody red pool, indeed had a red substance in it. He couldn't say what it was, but it was red. He agreed, and went on video to explain such. I think I was trying to show something about this camera, which I don't even remember. Let's see here. We go back to that's MK with the periods. Now MK without the periods. Some of the stuff that I've done. This is the face that's not accurate. It was drawn in, which I've gotten that corrected. But I did print out the whole thing. But if you take this and you go and you say, well, you know, judging by the look of her face and she has that poochy mouth and it must be an 8. Well, you've been hoodwinked. That's been airbrushed. You can see the layer right there. You can see where it started. And anybody can get hoodwinked. If you've been hoodwinked, don't feel bad. You had some real good people with plenty of time working on that. A man named Bruce Bonney was an absolute expert in it. Tell I've lost some sleep, can't you? Somebody did that. Oh, there I am at the trestle in Dallas, Texas, where JFK got shot. Sitting where that guy was sitting when he got a piece of lead in his face. All along the curb here, they got little circles drawn where they think a bullet hit. Somebody thought a bullet hit. Okay, back to that again. So many times out at Bluff Creek. Digging. Not with a shovel, but digging for the truth. And there's stuff out there. But they have an array of cameras that are all watching it Somebody's put up cameras. They say they've got a biology project. They're looking for martins or something like that. Raccoons. But it's not watching a trail, it's watching a spot. Person could go out there and they might find something, and they might not. That's Renee DeHenden's rifle. It's an exact duplicate of this one. Same model, same everything. Yeah, Rick. There I am at Miss Patterson's again with this famous bust that Roger made. Oh, there she is. There I am at Miss Patterson's again with this famous bust that Roger made. Oh, there she is. There's Bob, same day. After he saw, I asked him about the red hole, and I did so in total innocence. I knew nothing of this. But the reaction was not a good reaction. And he says he had a hernia, that's why he reacted that way, but he didn't tell us he had one. What he did say was, where the hell did you get that photo? That's pretty much, I'm not paraphrasing, it's the best I can remember, that's what he said. There I am, and that's what I used to do. I kind of miss those days. So that's it. So I wanted you to see that. I wanted you to see this right here. In the full scheme of things, that's way off in the distance. But when you blow it up, large, oscillate, stop and look. You be the judge, as always. I can tell you what I think, but I won't tell you what to think. But I deal in images. not stories, but images tell their own stories. You folks have a great night.
Okay, so in that one you could hear him say that they've got cameras up down there. That's going on, I guess to this day. You can look that up. It's the Bluff Creek Project. They've got cameras on that spot. But I guess that's it for tonight, guys. I've had a busy day. I got the chimney cleaned out. I got a fire going in the fireplace now. It seems to be doing good. It's just the soot buildup, caught on fire, whatever. So I've got a small fire going right now. It's doing good. But I've got a lot of video that I took from today. I went down to the a few different rock cliffs and found some more tracks, or possible tracks anyway. Nothing definite because the tracks were slidden where they've been walking up and down the hill. And on my way out, I took the same trail that I came in, and this is on the last live video I posted. There was a tree down across the trail that wasn't there whenever I went up. There wasn't a stitch of wind today, and it's 50 degrees today. It felt nice out, and it was right across the trail. I'd come in on the trail I always use, and I stopped there and I cut the tree out of the way, and I thought, well, I got to thinking that wasn't there, which I was wanting to get the tree cut out anyway. So I got it cut up anyway, and went live, and you could hear what sounds like what they call the bionic bird, or it could have been a screech owl. It was kind of far off. However, there was something thrown. I don't know if it was a rock or a stick or what, but it wasn't falling down out of a tree. It was going through the trees. Like I see the limbs. I never did see what it was that actually got thrown. By the time I looked, it had already hit the ground or whatever. And if you listen, there's also something that takes off. And I heard a couple of whoops coming from another way. And I guess said they haven't been very active here in the past couple of weeks. But I guess where it's warmed up, the snow's melted off, they're out looking for food, would be my guess. You got 4 knocks on the videos. That's cool. But the last one, the live video is posted. It's been up. But the other videos, I've got a bunch of stuff recorded, but I doubt I'll put them up tonight. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I'm gonna lay down here in a second. I'm plumb wore out. My legs feel like rubber where I was going up and down that ladder packing buckets of water all last night. But you're asking Barbara, she posted. Okay. But anyway, yeah, I'll try to get some of those videos out this week. And tomorrow, I don't know. It's supposed to be another nice day tomorrow. And I'm finding it hard to not call in. Still feel a bit. Still got this head cold. I just took the medicine. It's making me drowsy too. But anyway, that's all I've got for tonight. Thank y'all for joining. Y'all have a good night. Who knows? I might be up in a couple hours, and only got a few of these videos left. So y'all have a good night. MK's not in the chat, but anyway, y'all have a good night, and God bless.